Welcome back. I'm sitting here with Lynda Loveland in person, folks, right here in Rocky Mount.
It is such a pleasure to be here.
I really appreciate you coming and doing this.
It's a good time. Thanks
I've been
for
watching you on
inviting me.
TV for all those years, and it's just a treat to have you here.
Oh, thank you.
So I'm going to get this out of the way. How tall are you?
Flat-footed. I am 6'1½".
Okay.
6'1½".
You're still taller than me, flat-footed. I'm 6'1", so you're kind of a tall girl.
I'm kind of tall. It's fun. I used to tell people I'm like 5'13½", and sometimes they wouldn't get it, and they'd say, "I swore you were at least 6 foot." But
That's
yeah,
funny. Well, so my daughter's kind of tall too, and she likes being tall.
I do too.
You stand out in the picture.
Yeah. In fact, all you could see of my pictures usually is from here up because I'm always in the back.
That's good. So you grew up on a farm, correct?
I did.
So, you started out livestock shows, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I remember watching WRAL back in the day. You would be on the State Fair milking cows and stuff like that.
That's my favorite.
So how did you get started? You grew up on a farm.
Yep.
I'm sure your parents were farmers.
Yep.
Tell me a little bit about it.
Yeah, so grew up on a farm in southwest Missouri, south of Springfield, Missouri. Maybe you've heard of Bass Pro Shops?
Yes.
Springfield, Missouri is a home of Bass Pro Shops.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, yes. So I grew up there on a farm just south of Springfield. Grew up there my whole life, was in 4-H, FFA, showed cattle all through the summer, was very involved in that. Didn't really know what I wanted to do in school, but ended up majoring in radio, TV, film, went to school at the university, finished up at the University of North Texas, actually, and then my career was born.
Where did you start your broadcast career?
KLST in San Angelo, Texas.
Okay.
I think it was market 150, 148, something like that. And then from there went to Columbia, Missouri, and from there WRAL.
So, getting back to your farm life, you used to show livestock at fairs too?
Every summer, yeah. Every summer.
So how old were you at this period
I
of time?
probably started in middle school, so I was maybe 11, 12, 10, 11, 12, right around there.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you have a big family, you have a lot of siblings?
2 older sisters, they're 11 and 12 years older than me, so I was kind of like an only child, yeah. I think it was a little bit of an oops.
Yeah, well, I have a brother that's 8 years younger. We always say he was a mistake. But he said he was a surprise.
A surprise!
So, yeah, so are they tall like you are?
They are. I've got my oldest sister is 6 foot, my middle sister is 5'10", and then I'm 6'1½". So yeah, I'm the biggest.
Okay. So I've got a picture of you standing with a group of other young women, and you're kind of towering over them a little bit. We're going to put the
I'm
picture
sure
up.
I am.
Was this at a fair? What was this?
Yeah. Oh, so that was up for the National Shorthorn Queen. That was a competition in Denver, Colorado. First time I ever took a plane, but I was the Missouri Shorthorn Queen, and so we were there for the national competition.
You were the Shorthorn Queen.
Yes.
That doesn't even make sense.
Breed of cattle. Yes, that's what I showed. That's what I showed cattle all summer long. I showed Shorthorn. So I was the Shorthorn Queen for Missouri.
That's the interesting fact. You will not hear this anywhere else, folks. So you were at Capital Broadcasting Company for about 20 years, correct?
Yeah, sure was.
And first on TV, then on radio. How did that transition go between the two?
It's funny. It was actually kind of hard going from TV to radio, because in TV you have to be very objective. So you're right down the middle of the road. You can't have an opinion. You are just giving the news, and you let people have their own opinion, right? Make their own opinion from that. But when you go to radio, to have a good radio show, you have to have an opinion.
Right.
You can't just be some chump who's just saying what's going on. You've got to have an opinion. That just makes it more interesting, right? And that was the hardest thing for me to do. They said, "Lynda, have an opinion, about something." That was the hardest thing. But making the transition from radio to TV, going back to TV, I think actually loosened me up a little bit and made me a better anchor.
So when you went to radio, does that save you time in the morning getting ready?
Yes.
So you got to roll out of bed in your pajamas and go to work?
Almost. It did save me time, but I still got ready. I always wore appropriate clothing, but it did save me some time, yes.
Which one did you enjoy one more than the other?
I enjoyed both, actually. The funny thing with radio was that you started talking and having this conversation with like 3 or 4 other people in the room, and you forget how many thousands of people are listening, just like in TV. But it was a little more conversational, a little more personal, and sometimes you kind of forgot that a little bit.
Do you still keep in touch with Bill Jordan?
Yeah, everybody from both TV and radio. Yeah, it's great to see everybody. We still try to get together.
I used to love listening to you guys in the morning. It was a great radio show.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate
It's just not
that.
the same as it used to be these days. I don't.
Everything is different, Sam, isn't it?
Is it?
Yes.
So now you're working for Farm Bureau. So what exactly are you doing for them?
I'm the Director of Communications for the North Carolina Farm Bureau Federation. So this is the agriculture side and not the insurance side. We are the voice of agriculture.
So you've come full circle, kind of.
I really have. That's what makes
Really
it kind
cool.
of interesting. Yeah, I didn't think I would be going back to that, but the way things worked out, and it's been fantastic.
So do you think your experience with TV and radio has helped you in this role?
Yeah, absolutely. I actually do a lot of the same things. We're sharing stories, and that's what I did in both TV, really, and radio in different ways, was sharing stories, telling stories, and that's what I'm doing now.
So do you see any big issue right now facing farmers in North Carolina that?
Yeah, right to farm, protections, as water issues that can always be an issue, labor issues. Labor is an issue for everybody, for every business.
Yeah.
There aren't
Oh, yeah.
enough people to work.
Exactly.
It's a very
I know
big
the
issue.
wastewater from hog farms and stuff like that, it's a big issue.
It is a big issue, something that they're great at dealing with and working to change and to make better all the time, but there are all kinds of rules and regulations regarding that, so it's a very strict and very monitored thing.
I recently saw a show on Netflix, this You Are What You Eat. Don't watch it. It's about, and there's a lot of North Carolina farms are featured in there, and it's not positive stuff.
No, and you have to remember who makes a lot of those films,
Right,
too. That's something
right.
to dig into, so
There
they're
was
very
somewhat of an
one-sided.
agenda I could pick up in there. So,
Yeah, that's something to keep in mind.
Okay, so we're going to move on. So I was stalking your Instagram. I'm not a stalker.
Uh-oh.
I was doing research, actually.
Oh, is that what they call it?
And I came across a picture of a contraption. I want you to tell me exactly the story behind it.
Are you referring to the banana hammock?
I guess that's what it is. That's not the same banana hammock I'm thinking about, but tell me about the banana hammock in the picture.
Well, when you think of banana hammock, there's certainly something that comes to mind. This is not that. This is something completely different. This is born out of necessity, which I guess they both are, technically. But this particular banana hammock came about because we have a dog that is always on the countertop, reaching up to get everything. And he is big enough that he can reach to the back of the counter and get everything. No matter how far you push things back, he can reach it. And he loves bananas. So he would always snag, and we'd find the tips from a bunch of bananas somewhere behind the chaise lounge. He would take a whole bunch and sneak behind there and eat them, and that's all we would find left.
Well, I have a dog now. I had another dog before, and one day they got a bunch of bananas down, and I know exactly what you're talking about. They do like bananas, though.
Sounds
It's good
like you
for them.
need a banana hammock.
Maybe I do. I might already have one. Maybe not. All right, so I got another one. This freaked me out a little bit. It's a picture of your couch that you cleaned out. So I want you to, it's obvious that y'all eat on your couch because there's spoons and forks and stuff in there.
You'll have to explain the we.
And dog hair. So tell me a little bit about this picture.
I feel like I'm being outed with this, kind of. So we were doing a cleaning, and we thought, so we got, you take up the couch cushions. There's always stuff everywhere. Well, this particular couch, for whatever reason, you take off the cushions, and there's more there than meets the eye. So you clean all that up. So it was clean. And then we started feeling around deep in the corners, and this couch has really deep pockets. Like it's another 4 inches down along each side. So we started reaching up in there, down in there, and pulling all this stuff out, and it just kept going, and it kept going. And that was the final product. Everything
So-
you see in that picture we found deep in the wedge of the couch.
Well, I've been told you did an inventory.
We did an inventory, and this
You
is
had
what we
that,
came
and
up
you're going
with.
to tell
Yep.
us what was in there.
Yep, there was one thing actually you don't see in the picture. They were handcuffs, kids' handcuffs, and I had already started to put things away, and so that didn't make the
I'm
picture.
glad there were kids' handcuffs because that would be more explaining as you'd have to do. But
Exactly.
Go ahead.
Kids' handcuffs. Okay, so we found 5 forks, 4 spoons, pair of pliers, 6 chapsticks, 9 writing utensils, pens and pencils, 3 straws, nail clippers, 2 Nerf bullets, 1 bamboo skewer, 4 AA batteries, 11 candy wrappers, 2 chip clips, dental floss, a sliced cheese wrapper, 71 cents, Christmas lights remote, which actually came in handy. We finally found that. That was very important. The TV remote, the other TV remote, Zombie Run card game. I don't even know what that is. I don't remember seeing it. 13 trading cards, $10 Apple gift card, and 2 popsicle sticks.
Wow. So what did you do with all this stuff when you got it out of there? You just threw it in the trash?
Everything except the utensils. We washed those suckers and kept them.
Right?
Yeah, we kept those.
So there was dog hair. So
Yeah.
you have dogs.
We have dogs.
Tell me about your dogs.
We have 2 Old English sheepdogs. They are almost 11 years old. And then we have a 3-year-old mix that's Lab, Great Dane, and Bloodhound. Very
Wow.
strange mix.
That is
Very
a
fun
strange
dog.
mix.
It is. And then we just got a 15-week-old Great Dane puppy.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
So
if he-
we have a
it's
house
Great
full.
Dane and he's a puppy. He's already big, right?
40 pounds.
Wow.
40
My dog is
pounds.
full grown. She's a chocolate lab and she's 60 pounds. She's full grown. So
She gonna be biggin'.
yeah, I would think so.
Yep.
So you're married,
Yep.
and how long you been married?
22 years.
So on Valentine's Day, does your husband give you the dinner and the jewelry or box of candy and the card like I do?
We're more of he knows I love chocolate. So honestly, I prefer the chocolate and usually it's chocolate and flowers and we'll do dinner.
Y'all don't
Yeah.
sacrifice animals or anything like that?
No, we had not in a long
That's good.
time.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
Not in a long time. Just checking.
Keeping it real.
So my staff, I've got a crack research staff. They're out of Macon, North Carolina. They tell me you have 3 kids, 3
Yep.
children. Tell me about them.
16, 18, and 20. So, yes, they're very busy. They're very involved with sports. I've got 2 in college right now, one that's still in high school at Apex High School, a junior finishing up. And so between sports, my oldest wants to be a veterinarian, a large animal and exotic
Good.
veterinarian. My son doesn't quite know what he wants to do yet. We're still figuring that out. And my youngest doesn't know what she wants to do quite yet either, but she's in the middle of playing volleyball and just wants to do that in college.
So we have a picture of your daughter, and you said she was almost as tall as you.
My youngest is almost 5'11", yeah.
Is it a competition? I mean, a height competition?
It's funny. It's more of a competition with my son. He likes to be taller than me. He's 6'3", almost 6'4".
Oh,
so
yeah.
He's
How old is he?
He's 18.
Oh, yeah.
He likes to tell me, he's like, "Mom, you're looking really short these days."
So he starts looking down on you. That's a big deal.
That's a weird feeling. Yes.
So speaking of the competition, you played volleyball. So in high school, is that correct?
Yep. In high school.
I would think you would be a great volleyball player.
It's fun, yeah. I only played in my high school, so I mean it was a good time. I played more basketball than I did volleyball, but right now I play in some volleyball leagues like the Y League and an Apex League and that kind of thing. Kind of keeps
God,
you.
I'd hate to be across the net from you.
Well, they're all men's nets, so they're a little bit higher, so
Yeah.
that makes it kind of tough. But it's fun, keeping you moving, you know.
Have you ever played? This is a trick question here, so be careful how you answer. This could our friendship could hinge on this.
Ooh, okay.
Have you ever played pickleball?
No,
Great.
never played. That's the
don't
one
start.
thing. Okay.
All it is tennis with a wiffle ball.
Have you even attempted?
No.
Why not?
It's for old people, not young people like us.
Everybody plays pickleball. Even my daughter's played pickleball.
Well, that's fine. My daughter plays pickleball too, so I give these people a hard time. But it's, I guess it's okay.
Well, maybe we should take the show on the road out to a pickleball court and see how that goes.
Maybe. Maybe not. So you have a bit of a daredevil side. I'm guessing because we found a picture of you rappelling down a building.
That was a benefit for Special Olympics. I just did it without even thinking. I just tried to sort of shut down while I did that. It's for a great cause, and it's to raise awareness. And WRAL anchors had done that every year, and they asked me to do that. And without really thinking about it, I just sort of agreed. It's sort of one of those things, yeah, I'll do that. And then the closer you get to it, you're thinking, that may have been a bad choice. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
So they kind of had to twist your arm a little bit, or did you didn't think about it?
No, I was like,
did
no, I'm going to do it. Oh my God, what did I just sign up for? You know, one of those kind of things.
I think I remember Elizabeth Gardner did it.
Yep.
And who else?
Gosh, I don't know if Ken Smith eventually ended up doing
maybe
it.
he
I want
did.
to say maybe Amy Wilmot did it. There are several people who have done it. And got
It's like
over
every
the
year
edge.
thing.
Every year.
Off the Wells Fargo building in Raleigh.
Yeah, every year. But what was interesting about that time, so we did some training before, and they say you just sort of like, you go over sort of backwards, so your back is facing out. So you're facing the top of the building and, all that's out back there. But then when it came time, and you're also live on the news at the same time, right? So there's that added pressure. So we get to the edge, I'm all suited up, get to the edge, the tall of the building. I can't remember how many stories it was like scary. But they said, okay, now, so this time though, we want you to just sit on the edge and like dip over the side like you're getting into a pool. So I'm sitting on the edge of this tall building in downtown Raleigh, with my hands on the edge, and they said, okay, just push yourself down over the edge like you're and then just turn around and face the building. Well, I'd never done that before. So you're looking out over the entire city of Raleigh,
God.
how many stories up, and then you go over the edge and then just have to flip, and then that's all live on air. But we did it, got it done.
Well, I don't know if I could do that or not. I'm not really good with heights. But.
Well, it was the fastest descent they'd ever had.
You want to get it over with, I guess.
At that point, it's like, oh, let's get down. Zzz, all the way down.
So what's next for Lynda Loveland? Is there anything you haven't tried that you want to do, or any place you want to visit, that kind of thing?
I wouldn't mind doing some traveling, but I've been so fortunate that I've been able to see a lot and do a lot, and I feel I'm really fulfilled with all of that, and I love what I do for Farm Bureau, getting to share stories of agriculture and the people who feed us. So there's not a lot left on the table. I mean, I can always like to see a lot of different things, but yeah, I love what I do. I don't want to stop anytime soon.
So nothing left on the bucket list, like learning how to play pickleball or anything like that?
No, I've even raced a car at Charlotte. I did that one time too.
I remember Mike
so
Easley did that, the former governor, wrecked it. You remember that? He wrecked one.
I do.
You didn't do that, did you?
No. I think my average speed was 131 by the time you took the, everything into the straightaways.
People don't realize
and
how high those banks are.
It's really banked. Like some of the smaller tracks, like you can barely walk up the bank. It's
Yeah, I've been out there on the Charlotte Motor Speedway, and it is really unbelievable how high that bank is.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
And so I've got another question.
Okay.
Since you grew up around cattle, and you might want to defer this question to Mark Roberts.
Okay.
And there's a reason.
Oh boy.
I saw you on the Raleigh Christmas parade, by the way. Do you know how to play? Sit tight. It's a surprise. The cowbell.
That may be the easiest instrument. Yes.
So I know
That I
Mark
can
Roberts
do.
had a T-shirt that said "More Cowbell."
More cowbell.
I remember that because he plays the drums.
Yes, he does. He's a
So-
multi-talented kind of guy.
Yeah, he's kind of a crazy guy. Well, look, I want to thank you for taking the time to come down here and visiting with us. It's been a real pleasure for you to be here.
Thank you. I really appreciate the
Love to
invitation.
have you back sometime.
I would love that.
Thank
I would
you
love
so
it.
much.
Thank you. Thank you.
We'll be right back.